Lake, that's his stage name. Nathan Vass.
I'm never lifting up my shirt again.
Okay. Hello everyone, good evening. I have a lot of information I want to share in a short amount of time, so I apologize if I speak quickly. So, my very good friend Kate has a $1 million apartment downtown. You've probably seen them. It's a high-rise. She's on the 14th floor, floor-to-ceiling glass windows, south-facing windows, very fancy with a view of the Smith Tower and the Puget Sound and everything else. This type of living is totally new to me. And she asked me to house sit for 10 days because she's going to be gone and she has 2 cats. I'm not a cat person myself, but I'm happy to help. The first night I get there very late because I'm coming off a swing shift, and it's important that I get a lot of rest because the following day I have a day shift. Every minute counts, but sleep is not forthcoming because the cats are so excited about life. They're playing, they're running all over the place. The floors are hardwood, so you can hear them running everywhere. Also, even though it's a $1 million apartment, it is also a studio, so it's a little bit smaller, and there's no door separating the bedroom area from the living room area, meaning the cats are jumping on the bed, jumping off the bed, jumping onto me, and I'm thinking to myself, I can't handle this. There's no way I can do this for 10 days. The following day, I talked to my cat-loving friends, and after an intense and heavy discussion with my cat-loving friends, they suggest to me, Nathan, why don't you take the 2 cats and put them in the bathroom, because that's the only other room in the house that has a door. Take the cats, along with the litter box, and place them in the bathroom. That very night I give that a try. I take the cats over, and who knows, perhaps the owner does this as a matter of course, because how on earth else could you sleep with the cat sitting on top of your face? I don't know how to do it, I can't do it. So I put the cats in the bathroom. They seem totally okay with it. Great. The litter box is in there. I close the door. Terrific. I jump into the warm bed and I fall asleep, and I feel great about myself. Periodically throughout the night, I hear very loud crashing noises coming from the bathroom. Should I be concerned? Should I investigate? No. The bed is very warm. The bathroom is far away. And it can wait until morning. The following morning, I walk over to the bathroom and I attempt to enter the bathroom by turning the handle of the door and then opening the door. However, that does not work. I try again pushing harder, still nothing. And I think to myself, perhaps the cats have moved the litter box, pushed the litter box up against the back of the door, preventing it from opening. However, that would be impossible because the litter box is heavy and the cats are small. They're kittens. And I think to myself, there's nothing that the cats could possibly have moved around in there that I cannot overwhelm with brute force. I decide to utilize brute force to open the door. And that still does not open it. I push as hard as I can and the door doesn't open. It only opens a 1/4 of an inch. Through the 1/4 of an inch gap in the doorway, I can get a sense of what's been going on. Okay, briefly I need to describe the geography of the restaurant. You have a door that opens inward. Inside the door are counters. Inside the bathroom are counters. Beneath the counter are a series of drawers. The drawers are very near the door. If you were to pull out the drawers, you would prevent the door from opening inward. Does that make sense? Yes. You understand? That's exactly what the cats have done. They pulled out the bottom drawer. There is no way, there's no amount of brute force that's going to overwhelm a drawer that's on tracks that are perpendicular to the doorway. It's not going to happen. I look at the rest of the door to see if there's any other way to address this. The door hinges are on the other side of the door because the door opens inward. Also, the door handle disassembles only from the other side. And there's no window into the bathroom. This is a dilemma. I have to get these cats out of here. I enlist the help of a friend of mine. We go to Ace Hardware. Ace Hardware is an amazing and wonderful place. The guy working there listens patiently as I explain my cat dilemma, and he actually custom fashions a tool that he thinks might be useful. What we have to work with are the 1/4 of an inch that the door will open, and another 1/4 of an inch at the bottom between the door and the floor. The Ace Hardware guy makes an L-shaped piece of metal that you would ostensibly insert underneath the door and then rotate, hopefully interacting with the bottom of the drawer, perhaps closing it. I also load up on all kinds of other barbecue tongs, screwdrivers. It doesn't even matter what it is. I spare no expense. State-of-the-art metal yardstick, industrial strength pliers, because my friend Kate, the apartment owner, is a good friend of mine. And I do not want to have to call my good friend and tell her that she has 2 dead cats. That's friendship. So my friend who's helping me at ACE and I start walking back to the apartment to get to work on this. My friend, she wants to get coffee before we get started, and we stop at a Starbucks and do so. While at the Starbucks, by amazing coincidence, a mutual best friend of ours walks in the door. It's like a Disney movie. You're in dire need of help. Your friends appear out of nowhere and want to help you solve your problems and have tons of time on their hands to do so. Thank goodness for these wonderful people. Together, the 3 of us now walk back to the apartment and spend what ends up being a total of 7 hours trying to extract the cats. We try a bunch of stuff with the tools I'm not going to get into. We get to a point where we can kind of move the drawer a little bit using the L-shaped tool, reaching underneath the door with terrible leverage. We can sort of move the drawer, but we cannot close it all the way. Could there be something that the cats have dropped into the drawer that's perhaps too large, preventing it from closing? I insert the state-of-the-art metal yardstick through the gap in the doorway, fishing around. Is there anything in there that's perhaps too big, preventing the drawer from closing? Yes, there's a hair blow dryer. Using the yardstick, I begin lifting the hair dryer up. I'm lifting it up by its cord. Quickly, it becomes apparent that the hair dryer is plugged in. And I'm trying to raise it up onto the counter. The sink still has water in it. And the hair dryer is sort of dangling from the yardstick, banging around, and then all of a sudden it turns on. Now, those of you who use hair dryers will know that the on-off switch on a hair dryer is not particularly designed for this circumstance. You have the low setting, and then you have the high setting, and in the middle is the elusive off position. And when your hair dryer is dangling on a yardstick over a wet sink behind a door in a room that you can't get into, it's problematic. My other friend unbends a wire hanger and inserts the wire rod through the gap in the doorway, attempting to get to the little on-off switch while the thing is moving around and blowing hot air. Inevitably, we turn it to the high position. Now it's blasting so much air. Who knows what the cats are thinking while they're watching this? We assume they're watching. Eventually, yes, we are able to turn the hair dryer off after a lot of low, high, low, high. We feel great about ourselves. We're high-fiving each other, but we have not solved the issue at all. The drawer still will not close. Why is the drawer not closing? We make another discovery. Earlier in the morning, when I utilized brute force attempting to open the door, I pushed so hard that it actually knocked the drawer off of its tracks. It's no longer on its rolling tracks. Of course it's not going to close. There's no way it's going to close. And I'm thinking to myself at this point, perhaps we may have to saw a gigantic hole in this door to get these bloody cats out. And it doesn't matter to me how many hundreds or perhaps thousands of dollars that costs, because my friend Kate is a dear friend. She is an art gallery owner. That's why she has a $1 million apartment. She's gotten me a lot of art shows. Way more importantly, she's my dear friend, and she asked me to take care of the cats. She did not ask me to kill the cats. Totally different proposition. And I feel duty bound to follow up on that promise. Also, I want to use the bathroom. So, during all this, while I'm thinking about this, my friend Brian and I, Brian's the guy, the friend who found us at the coffee shop, my friend Brian and I are having this theoretical discussion about drawers. Not a conversation topic we have all the time, but 5 hours into this ordeal makes sense. And he's saying that although the front of the drawer may in fact be off of its rolling tracks, the very back of the drawer and the recesses of the drawer apparatus is probably still on the rollers. And if we were to pull, using a little tool, reaching under the doorway, pull the drawer out and get a little bit of momentum and try to close it as much as possible. Pull it out again, try to close it again. Do that over and over and over. Perhaps we would incrementally get more and more of the drawer onto its tracks, and therefore closing the drawer and being able to open the door. That really would be fantastic in theory. There's nothing else to try, so we get down to business, and we do this for an inordinately long time. Because we cannot see the drawer, very difficult to measure if we're making any actual progress. Meanwhile, the cats are reaching their paws underneath the door. They think we're playing. We are not playing. This is so serious. eventually, after a tremendous amount of time, pulling the thing, pulling the drawer out, trying to close it, periodically trying to turn the handle of the door and open the door. Does the door open? No. We keep going. Eventually, oh my goodness, you guys, it actually works. Yes, our theory about drawers and tracks works. And the drawer closes and the door opens, and we're just screaming at each other, hugging. We're so excited. It's been 7 hours. Remember, I said it's like a Disney movie. We feel great. Then we look inside the bathroom, and there is only one cat. Where is the other cat? I walk into the bathroom, and I pull out the drawer that we've been working on this whole time. And behind, in the back of the drawer behind, there's actually... It's not that bad, you guys. There's an extra space where you as a cat can actually fairly comfortably hang out. And that is where the cat's been hiding this whole time. And he looks at me with this face of like, what's the big deal? What took you so long? Where's my cat food? And he walks out of there like it wasn't any big thing, even though he's probably been watching the back of his door for 7 hours. He goes over and he finds his cat food and his cat water. And while I'm watching him eat his cat food, right next to the big fancy picture window of the Smith Tower and the Puget Sound and everything else, it occurs to me that no matter how swank your lifestyle is, there will always be moments in life where you're on your hands and your knees with a screwdriver. This is part of the texture of life that is inescapable, and I think that's good. Thank you.